Morning, guys. Hopefully gonna save you all some time and give you a walkthrough of changing out a freeze plug on my 351M in the 78 F100. This is the trickiest one, of course. It is the freeze plug directly over the motor mount on the passenger side. There is just no room to get to this thing. I'm gonna show you here in a second, and I got a couple little things I'm gonna try that hopefully will help you guys out if you have to change one of these yourselves. So if you look, and it is very difficult to even get you down in there, you can see that nut right there in that opening above it, above the motor mount. That's a temporary, or one of those rubber freeze plugs. That one has already been replaced. The one beside it, which is directly under that motor mount, is also leaking. There's actually two temporaries on this side already. So clearly this thing had an issue with either overheating or corrosion eating those out. So that's not ideal. But we are gonna go ahead and put one more in, one of those temporaries, the same deal, the nutted type, up in there, just to get this thing sealed up temporarily while we rebuild our new motor for this truck. So we're going to use our friend here, our French friend, lay engine hoist, and sliding this thing up. And I think the plan is going to be to get it somewhere on this passenger side of the motor. I'm not lifting the entire engine out, so it shouldn't hurt anything. I just need to get some pressure off of it and lift up this side of the engine just enough that I can slide the motor mount out. Then I should have at that point plenty of access to get in there and do this freeze plug. So for the motor mount, you have a bolt that goes right there, and then a bolt exactly opposite that on the other side of the cradle. Those are the two bolts. And then there's a nut that's actually directly underneath. See that bolt right there? That bolt's underneath the bracket. So I pulled all three of those out, and they are right here. So this one goes on the bottom of the mount, holds the mount to the cross member there, and then these two bolts hold it to the engine. So it turns out I missed a bolt. There is one more bolt directly above the center top of the motor mount holding it in. If it's the same as the others, it should be a 5/8. So we're gonna stick a 5/8 on it and crack that off, and then this thing should fall out in theory. Yep. And there's our motor mount. Perfectenschlag. The mount's actually still good, so we're not going to replace it. We're going to put it right back in when we're done. I'm going to set it off to the side for now. So from what I've gathered thus far, working on this vehicle, unfortunately, I think it was a case of a guy that really wanted to work on this thing, but really wasn't capable. And there was a lot of stuff that had been kind of done to it, but not done well. So we're going to try and correct that. But I mean, there's stuff like these valve cover gaskets have been replaced. At least, oddly, just the one on this side. But they way over tightened it. They cinched it down. It's torn here and sticking out. It wasn't lined up right. The other side, it looks like they may have done it, but then they put RTV all over it. There's a lot of that everywhere. There's electrical that's been done with like household just wire nuts. So we're going to go in and delete a lot of stuff and then redo it properly after. But first things first, we just got to get this freeze plug squared away. You can see the weight coming off the truck. So you can see we're chained up on that ear down there. We lifted it up just enough to get that mount out. And now, if you look under here, that's it right there. Now we got perfect access to it. It's straight up. It should be easy to smack a chisel into that, pop it out, flush this thing, get this new one in, make quick work of it now. Let's see how that goes in reality. 2 smacks with a screwdriver into it. Popped right off. Super pitted, corroded. It just went right in. Paper thin. And radiator and blocks almost empty, so not much actually even came out. But now, just to flush it good, I stuck my finger in there. It feels okay. We're going to stick a hose in the radiator, let it flush before we put the new one in. Running the well pump, letting that flush it. Pretty brown coming out, so we're just going to let that flow for a while. Get some of this gunk out of here. Pretty clear. We'll shut the water off. Here's the style we're putting back in. It's the expandable rubber kind. 1/2-inch nut here. This cinches down, squeezes it, and balloons that out. There's actually, like I said, several of these already in this block. Clearly somebody went that route. They're supposed to be temporary. Some people say they'll leak. I haven't heard that they leak. What I've actually heard, it's funny, people say they leak, but I haven't seen anyone say that firsthand in person. It's just people online saying, oh, don't put those in, they'll leak. But I've heard several people say that they've actually had issues with the block cracking because they don't come out as easy. Obviously, this is not going to just, you know, bink, come right out when block freezes. So not a problem I have here in Florida. So I honestly am not concerned about that in the least. I'm going to put antifreeze in it. That's all I need here in Florida. This is going in, and it is, in my case, going to be temporary, mostly because this engine in general is temporary. Because we're working on a rebuild on another 351M that's going to replace this one once I'm done with it. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in, get our temporary fix in here, drop this thing back down on that, put the motor mount in, drop it back down, and then at least it'll be ready to drive and use while we're working on everything else. All right, got it cleaned out, opened up, ready to go. Let's see if we can get this new one in here and cinched up. In just a little. Boom. On and flush. Touch it too. All right, we're gonna call that tight enough. Now we gotta coax this motor mount back in. Try to reinstall the same way it came out. Run the nuts in that we can. Drop. Yeah, it is going, but it does not like it. home. Let's top this radiator off and be done with this, huh? I think people overthink about the fluids a lot. None of the fluids were as good when this was made as the fluids are now. So I think just about anything you put in it's going to be better for it. This is straight coolant, full strength. So we're going to do, and it was about 3/4 of the way full, so we're going to have 3/4 of a gallon of that, and then the rest we're just going water. I do have a gallon of distilled. Once I get beyond that, we're going to have to use something different because that's all I got of it. All right, we're going to fire it up, let it run, burp it. Make sure we get all the air, as much of the air as we can out of the cooling system, and then should be good. Then we can back it up and we should be good to go.